Hey everyone, this is Yanick with the Big Bounce Theory. Today I'm going to tell you 10 true facts about me. First one is that I find all my good ideas very late at night. Although I think 24/7, I really think deeper later in the evening or just before bed. That includes this video. I thought about it on the drive back from the acreage around like midnight one day, and I was like, you know what? Let's tell everyone, who I really am, and let's get the truth out. This is going to be a weird one, being an event rental business owner. I don't like to stick at my events. I like to set up and, get everything ready, but I don't like staying at events the entire event time. I don't know why. It was just never something I enjoyed. Probably, most likely is because I don't like to see all the kids, going crazy on the inflatables. It's like, let's be careful, So I just like to set up, leave, do my thing, go set up more events, and then come back later on at the end of the event and just take down. It's this is what I was born to do. Really, it's. I enjoy doing that. I don't need to be at events. I will usually rather staff my events and having other people do it for me than me staying there the entire time. I'm the most ADHD person you'll ever meet. I literally run around with it like a chicken with no head. It's one thing after the other. I feel like I know where I'm going. Lots of people, don't understand how I do it, but every single day is a new day for me, and I enjoy what I do. I feel very organized, although a lot of people tell me that I am not organized. In my head, I feel like I'm organized. I know what I'm doing, but sometimes I will struggle to tell my employees what they need to do, or step by step things to do in a day, in a week, in a month. But personally, I feel very organized every day. In life, I've always had a vision, and I don't like when people deviate me from this vision. So often when I feel like this is happening, I will close this door and I will just go back to my road and the vision that I have, because I believe that the vision I've got right now is a really successful one, and I know I can go far, and I want to see how far I can get. So I will always make sure that I stay focused right in my path and I don't go out of it. Believe it or not, I've seen more failures than success in my life, like day to day or even year over year. There's a lot of things that I've done that didn't work in terms of projects or other businesses. I've once tried to start a clothing company, which clearly didn't work. The competition in this industry is insane. You need a lot of money. You need to have a really great product, great designs. And that just wasn't for me. I'm glad I learned it, right away. But that's one of I would say one of my biggest failure, although it was really from the start. It was very early on in the stages. And the other one is I tried to start a lawn care business. Although this is not a failure, it was just me, not really enjoying doing lawn care. I guess just the amount of money that you get from that, and all the hard labor work, and the customers and stuff. I don't know, it just wasn't for me in general. I'd rather stick to inflatables and the entertainment industry. I think it's a lot more fun because you always get to people's house, it's party time, or just community league events and stuff. It's a fun time for everyone, and I've always, I'm a very smiley guy, so I really enjoy what I do because I get to everyone's events and everybody's happy to see me. So it's part of me. That's who I am. I'm 27 years old. I have no high school diploma. I actually have a grade 10. School was never for me from the start. With my ADHD, it's always been tough for me to sit still at school and really listen and understand what's going on. I was really good in my gym class. Not gonna lie, this was the best time of my life. And I remember there was one year where there was like a new project class where they would have gym class every morning. The first period of the morning they would have gym class, but you needed good marks to be able to be part of that project, and I didn't. So I was very bummed out by this because I thought this would actually help me a lot to get that gym class right off the start of the day. And then, after that I could be more focused at school and really listening a little bit more, but that just didn't happen. And, but at the end of the day, nothing happens for nothing. And, where I'm at today, I'm pretty happy with this. But, it's a proof that, if you're not good in school, it doesn't mean that your life is a whole failure. There's a lot of opportunity out there for, all the kids that are struggling in school. I'm an example. If you grind hard and you don't stop and you just keep moving forward, there's a lot of opportunity that can arise for you. I never had a real job. I've never worked for someone else other than my dad. I started working with him when I was 5 years old. He was a contractor back in Montreal. And I was, of course, at 5 years old, you're just, passing the broom around and, thinking that you're doing a great job. It was scared enough to actually pay me like, an employee, like minimum wage. And, they always taught me, like, get your own money, and if you want to buy your own things, you have the money for it, so it always kind of like taught me to budget my things, I guess. And this, I big thanks to my parents for this. It helped me to get to where I am today, and even further on in life. It's important to know what kind of money you have and what you can do with it. Like when I think I was like 10 years old, I wanted to buy myself a snowmobile. It was like $900 at the time, and I worked all summer long for that. And then comes the winter, at $900, I went to buy a snowmobile, and I was able to ride with my dad. So that was a fun little experience. Up to like 2 years ago, I still own this snowmobile. So that was really fun. But again, it's showing it that if you budget your things, and from a young age, and you understand what money is, you can get a lot of things in your hands. This being said, it's had its own challenges, because I don't quite understand how a procedure works, a training program. I've never been interviewed for, a job, so I don't know what are the questions people ask at interviews. So for my own business, this has been something that I've been learning over the years a lot. It's work in progress. I can tell some people sometimes they get a little frustrated with, the way I operate things, because there's a lack of structure in the company, which is currently what I'm working on with a business coach, just to try, and get things better and more organized within the company, other than just myself. I only have 2 close friends. I always thought that having friends is a distraction. It's good to have 1 or 2, but you don't need to have, 50 of them. It's just, personally, I think it's a waste of time. It's just waiting for drama to happen. And if you want to be successful in life, you got to keep a close circle and just keep it nice and clean, and focus on really what you want to do in life, your career and stuff like that. Most people would know that, but the reality is, all I think about, all I talk about is money, business strategies, investments, stuff like that. It's very important to always think of this. What's your next move? What's my second next move? What am I going to do after this? How am I going to do it? It's things that take a major part of my day on a daily basis. And lots of people are around me, surrounding me, like my family, my mom specifically. They'll just sit there for hours and just listen to me. I could easily have a 8-hour meeting with my mom just talking about business, and it just felt like an hour meeting. I just enjoy doing this. It's part of me. It's part of who I've become. And sometimes it's not about really giving me feedback, but just listening to my ideas. And sometimes for me, just to say them out loud kind of help me understand what I'm really thinking and if it makes sense or not. This is how, the Big Bounce series started. I also own another company called Alumi Games, which is the manufacturing of portable mini golf courses. So I sell those basically to companies like the Big Bounce theory across the world. I started this with my parents. And so far it's been very successful. We're in the first year of it so far right now. It's just, it's all about talking out loud and just thinking of strategies and how you can get better and what is tomorrow's move gonna be. So kudos to my mom for listening to me all the time. As per my wife, she'll listen to me, but she absolutely hates talking about business, which I can appreciate that. It gives me kind of a way to not talk business when I'm home and really just, hang out with my wife and just enjoy life sometimes. It's important and all of that. I'm very focused, but at the end of the day, you want to live a happy life, and not always talking about business is priority number one for me. I'm Yanick with the Big Bounce theory. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.